Okay, we're going to use this video to give you an up-close look at this rare Black Forest shelf Automata clock. And this piece is known as a monk and nun clock. It's much larger, it's much more complex, and it's much more scarce than the more commonly seen monk clock. We'll go over the details with you here in a minute. First, the clock is constructed in walnut. It's in the form of a cathedral or a church. And this is a very large case. It's much larger than the normal monk clocks. It measures just under 3 feet in height. So we're 34 inches from the base to the top of the tower. We'll start here just at the bottom. The clock has 2 large double doors in the bottom of the church. The door to the right, just like on a monk clock, opens to reveal a large monk. And this clock has a fantastic example. We'll open it here. He retains its original paint. You can see the detail work in his face is just fantastic. And he has action both to his arms and his head. And he's large. He's about 4.5 inches in height. Now, normally on a monk clock, the door to the left is a dummy door. It's not a real activating door. Not the case on the monk and nun. So this opens here to reveal the nun. She's the same size. Also has action to her arms and to her head. And she also retains her original paint on this piece. And the detail work is just fantastic. Moving up the case, we got bone hands. It retains its original numerals. And a really nice feature of this clock we'd love to see is the whole tower mechanism in the top with the bells is original. The whole top tower is removable, and because of that, they're almost always gone, almost always replacements. So this clock has its original tower, finial, and bells. The top bell is linked to the nun, and the bottom bell is linked to the monk. So this is a complex quarter striking clock. And as it strikes, the corresponding bell will move with the corresponding figure or call to the movement. So it's just a nice further complication that's found on this clock here. We'll set it off so you can see it in action. And so just a quick explanation before we set it off. It follows the same sequence as a cuckoo and quail. So where the quail calls the quarters and the cuckoo calls the hour, on this clock, the nun will call the quarters, and the monk will call the hours. So at 15 minutes after, we'll advance the hands. You get a single strike to the movement, and then the bell in the upper tower also moves with that strike. So 2 quarters are a half an hour after. So we got 2 quarters. We'll go with 3 quarters here. And at the top of the hour, we'll get 4 quarters. Following the 4 quarters, the monk will call the hour. You see the lower bell is moving with that hour strike. And then we'll spin the clock over so you can see the movement. It has a very robust and very complex movement to accomplish this series of strikes. Obviously the original backboard is present as well. We just removed it here. See, the movement has a large 3-train setup. It uses 4 hammers, 4 bells, and it has a complex series of levers that not only controls the strike sequence, it also operates the ottoman in the bottom of the case, and then it also controls the ottoman in the top of the case. This is a very complex setup, and this is a very original clock. We're always looking to add rare and unusual examples of Black Forest clocks to our collection. We also have clients all over the world looking for examples of clocks like this. So if you have anything that you think we'd be interested in, you can contact us through our website, which is blackforestclocks.org. Likewise, if you're looking to acquire a clock like this or anything rare and unusual, we have a specialty of locating the hardest to find pieces. And if you're interested in learning more about rare and unusual Black Forest clocks, our book, titled Rare and Unusual Black Forest Clocks, is the most complex and comprehensive book on the subject in any language. And that book was published just last year by Schiffer Publishing.